Hey everybody, and welcome to Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets. And in case you're wondering what the heck is Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets all about, it's about answering one big question. And that big question is this: how do we lose weight while still feeling great without cheating by taking dangerous supplements, undergoing surgeries, or doing drugs that could really hurt us? And how do we sort through all of the confusing information out there when it comes to how to eat and exercise to lose weight? So that's the big question. This Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets has your answers. That said, if you are stuck for any reason in your own journey, let's say you're in a body that's down here and you're trying to take it here, right? You're trying to get more fit, you're trying to lose more weight, and you don't know how to exercise, ask me your questions. I'll get you the plans, I'll get you what you need for the exercise. If you don't know what to eat, that's really confusing part of how to lose weight, and people get really messed up in this area. So if you are confused about what to do because you're seeing conflicting information all over the place, ask me your questions here. We'll get it sorted out so you can feel clear. If you don't have a clear plan, there's no possible way you're gonna get a good, clear result. Okay, so let's ask those questions. Now let's say you know how to exercise, you know what to do, you know what to eat, you feel really clear about what to do, but the problem is you just can't seem to get yourself motivated so that you can do what you already know to do. If that's the case for you, ask your questions here. I want to help you to not only get motivated, but I want to help you to learn how to stay motivated. And we can help you with any or all those things here at Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets, okay? So, if you have questions, I want you to ask me in below. Ask me your toughest questions. Whatever's keeping you stuck, you no longer, when you're watching this, you no longer have the excuse of being stuck, because I'll be able to help you get the answers, okay? Now, the next thing is, I'll be answering those questions. Whatever questions you do have, I'll either be answering them live as we go through this telecast today, or I'll be answering them in a future episode. And also what I'll do is I'll be responding back to you. So if you just ask the question below, you will get an answer no matter what to your question. It'll just be in one of those three ways. It just may or may not fit our topic of this day, so I may not answer it live, but I'll be answering it answer it for sure below, and then I will also answer it in an upcoming episode of Fitness and Fat Loss Secrets, okay? Okay, so let's dive right into the subject of this day, which I want to be talking to you about something called MCT oil. Now, you may or may not know what this is, and if you don't, no worries, because I'm going to tell you all about it. And if you already know about it, you may have tried it, and you may or may not have had a good experience with it. So I want to make sure we go through what it is. So MCT oil, what in the world is that? So MCT, what it stands for is medium chain triglyceride. Okay, so clearly it's an oil because it's in the name, right? MCT oil. And when you see the medium chain triglyceride, it means it's a medium chain oil. So when you look into the world of fats, we have all different kinds of fats. We have some that are short chain fats, we have some that are medium chain fats, and we have longer chain fats. You've heard of saturated fats. Saturated fats will be the fats that have a lot longer chains. And but anyway, these are called medium chain triglycerides, and they're digested and utilized differently than other fats are, okay? So instead of being packaged into kind of what are called lipoproteins, but you just think of fats that are circulating in your bloodstream, these actually are absorbed directly into your bloodstream through your veins, okay? So like, because they're smaller molecules, they don't need to get digested through your liver, through the pancreas. They don't need any bio and other enzymes for you to take advantage of these oils. Once they come into the mouth, and they can be digested directly into the bloodstream, and then they go to the liver, okay? And so that's a pretty cool thing to know, because about these oils, most oils do have to have this longer process to get through before they can actually get into our bodies. But when you have these medium chain triglycerides, they get into our bodies pretty much like right now, very similar to carbohydrates. So when you have carbohydrates, especially the more like things like more simple carbohydrates like a sugar, or things that turn to sugar really quickly, you know they can get into your body really fast. Or if you've ever had the experience of drinking alcohol on an empty stomach, you know how fast that can hit. You can literally bring alcohol into your mouth if you've not had anything to eat for a long while. you will feel the effects of the alcohol like right away. And so this is not quite as fast as that, but it's in that direction, okay? So they get into your bodies really fast. So a couple things to know about these MCT oils. So one exciting thing about MCT oil is that it gives you energy really quickly. And it gives you energy, the cool thing about MCT oil is they give you energy without spiking your blood sugar. So you take MCT oil in, and when you have it, it doesn't spike your blood sugar like carbohydrates do. So you bring it in, blood sugar stays just stable like this. And a key component to losing weight is keeping blood sugar stable. So no matter what diet plan you've ever followed, whether it's one of our plans here, whether you've tried out our 28-day fat loss formula, or maybe you've done our Fit in 30 program, or you've tried out one of our 6-week body transformation challenges, the way that we write the diet side of those programs for all of them is to keep your blood sugar stable. Because we know if we can get your blood sugar to be stable, your body goes into fat burning mode. And that's a beautiful thing about these MCT oils. They keep blood sugar stable without having it. In fact, if you've done the 6-week body transformation challenge with us, you will have used MCT oils, okay? Because that's one of the things we introduced as a way to keep your body into a fasted state. But if you still need fuel, you can use these MCT oils because they'll help give you energy, a very steady energy, without a spike in the blood sugar. And without those spikes in blood sugar, then you don't have the crashes in blood sugar, which then tell your body to produce insulin, which then tells your body to grab onto all the fat and then store it away. And then, the problem there is, once we have body fat stored, as you all know, it's not easy to just go and access that body fat and burn it all off. If it was easy, what we could do, which would be amazing, if we could just go and exercise and just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and we have this endless supply of stored fat. One, you might think that you could just keep accessing the fat and just burn it all off until it's gone. But we know that's not the way our bodies go. We exercise for a while and then we crash out, and then it's not easy to access these stored fats. But by using MCT oils, it's one way that helps our bodies to for one, have stable blood sugar, but two, it helps our bodies to access stored fats and use those for energy. And when you're doing that, it's awesome. It really helps a ton to lose weight, okay? So one concern that you may have had if you've tried MCT oils, there's certain brands out there. So MCT oils are, let me back up a little bit. MCT oils in general are made up of what are called C8, C10, and C12 chains. So the C just stands for the carbon, and then you have these long lines of 8. So C8 is literally just 8 of these C's. C10 are 10 of these C's in a row, and C12s are 12 of these C's in a row. And what the research has been able to show is that if you have an MCT oil that contains the C10s and C12s, oftentimes people feel really nauseous. And so like they say they might have a teaspoon or tablespoon of these oils, and when they do, they start to feel like stomach upset, they may have some diarrhea, they may feel a little nauseous. And that's because those C12 oils don't digest very well in our bodies. So if you are considering MCT oils, and I would recommend them, and I'll give you a couple of recommendations for brands when we're done here, so that you can check them out. But you want ones, the important thing to know is you want only the C8 molecule, the C8 version of these MCT oils. A couple of things about those, it shows those have the best absorption into your body, and they're not gonna cause that stomach upset, that diarrhea that sometimes can come along, or nausea that sometimes people feel when they have the other, some brands contain all of the MCT oils, and when you have those, they'll make you feel really off, and you're not going to want to have that. So that's that. So then we talked about insulin resistance, and just so you know, from last year alone, in October of 2017, the CDC came out and said that as a country, we've gone from roughly 66% overweight as a population to now actually we've gone another level. We've gone up to 70% of the population, meaning that 7 out of every 10 people in our country are overweight. And about almost now 40% of those are clinically obese. And what clinically obese is defined as, it means that as a country, almost 40% of our country is at a fat weight that will cause heart disease. Not that might, not that could because of the fat weight, but when you're clinically obese, the definition of that is that it will cause heart disease. It will cause things like high blood pressure. It will cause diabetes. It will cause a heart attack. You know, and high blood pressure and high cholesterol. It causes all these problems, and it's not a might. It means that it will, and that's a scary thing. And but the good news is using something like these MCT oils, not only does it help keep blood sugar stable, so you're going to lose more weight, it helps prevent craving, so you'll be less likely to reach out for those foods that you know are they're not the right foods for you that are going to make you gain weight because your blood sugar is stable. When blood sugar is stable, guess what? You're not hungry. You're not trying to use your willpower to do it. You've created an environment inside yourself so that you're not wanting for those things. You're not trying to you're not just trying to say, oh, I'm going to be really good, and you're really craving, really wanting the thing, but then you're just not allowing yourself to have it. Okay. So that's the main things about this C8 oils. Again, most people can't tolerate the ones that are not just the C8 only, so reach for those. And if you've been out there and you've looked around some of the diets that are like popular right now, one of the popular diets is the keto diet. And when you have this C8 oil, this goes hand in hand with the keto diet. What that means is your body is producing ketones. Ketones help your body to burn fat. It helps your body to access stored fat in your body, and that's exactly what this MCT oil is. So I want you to consider doing it. Consider using MCT oil. The way we recommend it when we do, say, our 6-week body transformation challenges here at Altman Fitness is that we have people start their day with a teaspoon initially. If you've never taken it, start with just a teaspoon of this oil, and then work your way up where you're having a tablespoon and even 2, but just do it as you tolerate it. And when you do that, it's essentially, it keeps your body into a fasted state because we're not spiking blood sugar. And when you're in a fasted state, again, you're going to grab those stored fats that are on our body so that you can use those for energy. And that is the exact thing you want to have happen when you are trying to lose weight. And that's the exact premise behind the keto diet, and that's why I wanted to mention it. So if you want to explore around with doing a keto style diet, having these MCT oils into your day is exactly what you're going to want to do, as it's going to allow you to use fat for energy. Okay? Now, there's one caution thing that I want to, before I give you my recommendation for which MCT oil to use, I want to tell you, I want to give you a caution note about when you're using oils of any kind into your diet and you're trying to lose weight. So this is not for if you're trying to maintain weight, but if you're trying to lose weight, what you absolutely cannot do, you cannot put fat into your body and then have any kind of a carbohydrate. So if you, for example, put MCT oil in your body, or you take the teaspoon of it, but then you, let's say, have a banana right behind it. Now you've had the sugars right behind it. What your body will do if you have sugar and fat together, your body will then go into fat storage mode. So you don't want that to happen. So when you have these oils, you want to have it by itself, and you want to have it at least 2 hours away, preferably 3 to 4 hours away from other meals. And again, this is for if you're trying to lose weight. Now, if you're trying to maintain weight, you can have these fats along with other carbohydrates. Even if those carbohydrates are, let's say it's a baked potato, something like that, you can have these MCT oils and have it if you're trying to maintain weight. It'll actually be very satisfying, and you will have no cravings, and it's going to be fine. It's just not going to be fine if you're trying to lose weight. So again, I'll say it one more time. If you're out there right now and you're trying to lose weight and you want to use these MCT oils, I would strongly encourage you to do it. You just have to know that you cannot have the oils and carbohydrates together. Okay, they're not friends for fat loss. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So now I want to give you my pick. So my favorite MCT oil to have is one, you can find this on Amazon.com. I'll put a link to it in the notes here. I'll put a link below, and I'll put a link above into the show notes here, so you can go get the exact one that I'm talking about. But it's called high octane oil, and it's and you can find that at Amazon.com. So it's high octane, or brain oil, high octane oil, but it's an MCT oil that only does have these C8 molecules like we were talking about. And when you have that, it'll once you get used to it, especially for most people when they first try it, actually they'll feel good. But every now and then, I just want you to know, if you try it, especially start with too much, you could feel a little like off a little bit, like a little queasy. It might cause a little diarrhea if you're not used to these oils. So start small. Start with maybe even like a half a teaspoon, then a teaspoon, then up to a tablespoon, then even up to 2 tablespoons. And when you do that, you'll notice you will feel like you're so good. You don't need any food, and you'll be shocked at how good your energy is and how well you feel and how well it works for losing fat. So try that little trick. Again, I'll put the note just above and below. And that's it, all right? So that's today's show, all about the MCT oil. I hope you get a lot of benefit out of it, and I hope that you try it out. So until next time, I want to say thank you so much for showing up. You showing up here and checking this out means you are trying to better yourself. And for that, I love you for that. We all are on these same journeys. We're trying to live our lifestyles so we can feel really good in our skin and get the results that we're after. So again, if you're stuck in any way, if you don't know what exercise to do, you don't know what to eat or how to eat, if you are struggling with motivation, you're struggling with getting yourself to do the things you already know, ask me those things below. I'd love to help you out. And this is absolutely free. If you got value out of what we're doing here, I'd just ask you a favor of you. I would like for you to like and share this so we can spread the word. We want to help as many people as possible out there. A lot of people are really struggling. And like I shared earlier in the show, as a country, we keep getting heavier and heavier. And we together can do something about this. So let's do it. Let's like and share these, spread the word out, and let's help as many people as we can. All right? Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Till next week, remember, every week at 10:45, I am here live to help you get a better fitness and fat loss result. Till next time, have a great week, you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.